feel a little bit better going into spring, knowing that you had the full season to evaluate the needs that you guys really have to have on this football team, and knowing that you really pretty much addressed everything that you needed?
Most definitely. I mean, this time last year we hadn't been on the field with the current players, so all we could go by was what we had heard and what we had been around him and watched film. But I think right now we've got a good grasp on where we at, what we need, and we were able to address those needs for the most part. To be honest with you, I think we're probably another signing class away from really being where we want to be as far as a football team. But I think the guys that we signed this year will go to help making us a better football team next year.
When you sign as many linebackers, for example, as you did, does that take away from other positions? I mean, were there other positions that you didn't maybe get as many because you had it?
Other than the linebacker spot, I think you could say we probably would like to have some more at each position because we were thin at each position. But I felt like because of our needs there and what we went through last year as far as being so thin and young and getting some guys banged up, I think the last 2 ball games we traveled with 4 linebackers and one of them was a walk-on. So that kind of gives you an indication of how thin we were there, and I think we needed to make sure that didn't happen to us again.
When you're looking at linebackers, do you recruit for certain linebacker positions, or you kind of bring them in and just see where they fit from there?
No, I think you evaluate. I think you want to stand an outside linebacker that can be a little different, needs to be different from your Mike and Will backers, depending on whether we're what front we're in specifically. But sometimes there's a lot of carryover in the Mike and Will position. But the Sam backer is a really kind of a whole different position in itself. So we wanted to make sure we got a couple of guys at the Sam spot, which we did, and then also the rest of them will be either Mike or Will that will play inside.
The guys here, you look at this, and it's I think 8 guys from Alabama, and then it's just scattered from there on out. So you guys, Hawaii, and you guys been everywhere.
Well, I'm the one that made the home visit to Hawaii, so no, we've made a conscious effort of trying to sign guys from Birmingham and Alabama, and we certainly would like to. We got turned down some as far as guys that we went after that chose to go other places, and bottom line is we want to sign who we think we can win Conference USA with, and in doing so, we've got with our staff, we have a lot of connection and personal ties with different people. Coach Zoe actually has a lot of personal relationships with some coaches in Kansas and California, which enables us to go out there. Coach Kim Helton has some personal ties in Texas, which enables us to go out there. So, and then several of them have some ties in Florida, so we're able to kind of go to those places and do some good.
You said you're about another class away from where you really wanted to be, but does this class allow you to kind of run everything you want to, offensively and defensively?
Yes, I mean, I still think after this class we'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 75, scholarship guys, once we get everybody to the table. But, again, I think this time next year we'll be at that 83 to 84 range, which will be closer. But most certainly with the people we've got, that'll be about 15 more than we had last year, so that'll really help.
Just touch a little more on just what you expect Aaron Johns to bring. I mean, you touched a little bit on it, but kind of what you expect to.
Well, obviously, we signed him last year. We stuck with him, and Aaron only has 1 year of eligibility left. That's kind of twofold. I wanted to stand by him, for the commitment that he made to us, and also, I felt like he will, really pay dividends for us because of the experience that he had playing at the University of Alabama before going to Callaway Junior College, and then also being mature and as old as he is. I think that it really helped us too.
When you set out, did you? I mean, running back, also you said you had a lot of young guys. Did you want to sign a couple more? Or?
No, with the numbers, we talked of a situation. We kind of went through and had a pecking order by position what we wanted, and we targeted one running back and hoping and thinking all the time that was going to be Aaron. And if things worked out, then that would be the only one we went with. If it hadn't, then we'd have had to go in a different direction.
When you have so many needs, you kind of touched on this too, but when you have so many needs, is it hard to put a number on, I mean, do you have guys saying like, certain position coach saying, hey, I need more than this, and I mean, is it
Well, they
hard
were
to-
all trying to get more, and Coach Summers is the only one that won out. So, no, I mean, everybody wants more, but I think to their credit, they understand we need people at every spot, and we got to, try to maintain balance with it. And, we could have signed, 8 or so offensive linemen and probably got all we needed, but if we'd have done that, we probably wouldn't have been able to sign a receiver or a running back or whatever. So again, I think it's a process that again will take another year till we can fully get to where we want to be, but no doubt this class is, I think, going to help us a lot.
Can you talk about Chase Daniel, I think it's the only kid from Birmingham there from Hoover?
A guy, he's a young man we think is an outstanding football player, good young man that committed to us early on. We're excited about having him and his family in our program, and the fact that he's from Hoover, I think, makes it even more exciting, because we do want to reach out to the local guys, and the fact that, we wanted him and he chose us, that's important to us.
You said you didn't make any promises to a lot of the junior college guys, but was it an easier sell with the depth and the numbers? Was it easier to get those guys to say, yeah, UAB's playing?
Most definitely, they can look at our football team and see a chance to come in here and play early. Again, obviously we expect them to and think they will, or we wouldn't have signed them, but, I think in order to build a team, you've got to let everybody earn that position on the field. And so we promised them an opportunity to come in here and compete to start. If they were the best ones, they'd start. If not, then hopefully they'd be good enough to help this football team, or we've done a poor job of evaluating and what they can do for our program.
Besides that, after your first year, what was it that you guys went out and utilized as your selling points to come to UAB?
Well, obviously I think the city of Birmingham is a good city. I think over the years it's been known, as the football capital of the South, and we want to do our part here at UAB to try to keep that tradition going. And the university itself, I think, is easy to sell. It's a very fine academic institution, with the different degrees that you're able to get here. If you look at our facilities on this campus, excluding the football building right now, I think they're as equal as anybody's in the country. The fact that we've got a brand new weight room that we just moved in is a good selling point, and they can see that new academic center being built and a new training room facility being built. So they can see things progressing, see things happening, and everything moving in a positive way, and so those are the things that I think it's easy to sell to UAB. And plus, you take our coaching staff, and I still think that, I've always said this, I think the best recruiters on your football and your program are your players, your current players. And the fact that they're able to sell what's going on, I think it speaks for itself.
And since you've coached here in the state before, but when you were in Georgia, it's kind of you had Georgia Tech, but really Georgia is the only SEC school. When you're here in Alabama for your first real recruiting class, what was it like to have to compete with the Auburns and the Alabamas? I mean, was it tough, or when you guys?
Well, we didn't actually. We went to head on a couple of guys and lost out, but we didn't go to head very much with them. I don't think our program is at that point right now. Just to be quite honest with you, hopefully in the near future we'll get to that point where we can compete with them as far as recruiting guys, on a head-to-head basis. But again, we're worried about getting guys that can help us build this program to win Conference USA. Hopefully one day we'll get to that point where we can do that.
Last year, on signing day, you said you were still kind of recruiting some linebackers. You got some linebackers late. Will there be any guys, are there any positions this year that you're still kind of looking and see if somebody falls through? Or
no, if everything holds right now where we're at, we'll stay with what we got, and I do not anticipate anybody else coming on board at a later date.
Any other questions?